Hello and thank you for joining me today. Those of you who have followed my channel are used to seeing footage like this. Directly taken from a CRT, it's a struggle to get my digital SLR in sync with the signal. This causes flickering and it's not very clear and easy for yourselves to follow. So I've been recently trying to capture from VGA directly, but this is really hit and miss as my capture device, which is an Elgato game capture, is really fussy with resolutions lower than 640 by 480 or with odd refresh rates. So with DOS games using very random resolutions, it can be very difficult to try and get a good signal, a clear signal. I then decided the best way to capture was not from VGA at all, but from DVI instead. So let's take a look at the kit that I've used. So firstly, I took the Voodoo 3 2000 out of my machine and replaced it with an Nvidia GeForce 4 MX440 AGP. This card will give me great late 90s and very early 2000s performance, but crucially it has VGA and DVI output, which is ideal as I can use the DVI to HDMI cable whenever I want to capture the display. This machine also has an Aureal Vortex 2 for excellent A3D support and reasonably good DOS compatibility. It's definitely a good all-rounder. The CPU is an 800MHz Pentium 3 and this is running on a socket 370 QDI motherboard. So I already had a SCART and HDMI to HDMI upscaler and converter, which I used for my Amiga A1200 as it supports RGB that the Amiga needs. It also seems to be very happy with any of the resolutions I've thrown at it so far in DOS, with no issues at all. I've set this to upscale to 1280 by 720 at 60Hz. And so far it's been great. Only minor issue is the on-screen display can take a moment to disappear. The upscaler then connects to my capture device, from there to my PC and to my monitor with a simple HDMI to VGA converter. And the capture device in question I use is the Elgato Game Capture HD, which is a fantastic bit of kit, capable of capturing HDMI sources such as a PC, current and previous generation consoles, etc. But it's also got adapters for S-Video, composite and components as well. This means I can capture from pretty much any console, and this is definitely something I'm going to make full use of going forward. It is just a shame that it doesn't accept a lot of low resolutions that are used in DOS, such as 340 by 200 for example, and it's also fussy on the refresh rates as well. But it is very versatile. I did try a few other solutions like this VGA to HDMI upscaler and converter, however it was just as fussy with resolutions as the Elgato and the signal quality was absolutely terrible, probably on par with composite video at the very best, and the colours were completely off. There was a lot of noise as well. Now even though my current solution does have slightly washed out colours, it is at least readable and more enjoyable to watch and listen to, as all my audio regardless of source runs through this Denon UD-M30. As you can see, the on-screen display is a bit awkward and takes a while to disappear, but look, we can actually record computer booting up and posting, which is normally something which my normal capture card struggles with. Whenever it doesn't know what resolution it's receiving, it just lists it as 1080p. I can assure you this is not a 1080p signal. And the quality looks very clear. It's definitely readable. Sure, it's not perfect, you can tell it's gone through some conversions, but it is a lot better than trying to go through various VGA scalers and composite, etc. Certainly when in game, very watchable, and I'm overall really happy with it. I do wish it wasn't so washed out, but that's something which I can probably tinker with the settings. Okay, so let's try some games from DOS, which is where it normally would struggle. And as you can see here with Hexen running, it, to be honest, looks absolutely fine. You can't really tell that there is some degradation in quality because we're going through scalers and converter and so forth. It does actually look very clear. I'd quite happily watch this, and of course it is an older game, so it's not going to be the prettiest thing to look at anyway. Now, Jewel of the Jungle, also running directly from DOS, so not within Windows, it looks absolutely fine. Certainly very much the sort of quality that I'd enjoy watching on YouTube. Wouldn't really detract from the entertainment value at all, and this is really going to open up a lot of opportunities for me to show off games much easier than before. Not only can I capture them, but they're actually going to be enjoyable for you guys to watch. And of course this is great for DOS. These games are going to look better than I've been able to capture before. I don't have to stick a camera in front of my CRT. But of course it's not just DOS games that will benefit, but also late 90s and early 2000s games. Those games I haven't been able to capture particularly well because I've had to make sure their resolution's set correctly. It's not been particular quality, text has been very blurry. This is now a good compromise between being easy to capture and good quality. It's definitely now enjoyable, and now we can enjoy these videos, which is great. This will open up a whole lot of opportunity for me now, because I'll be able to record from consoles, from PlayStation 2, from GameCube, all sorts of consoles. They can now work through my capture card. DOS gaming will now work. I can record from other computers as well. So really it's going to mean that I've got games from the past 3 or so decades that we can now stream and have videos on, which is perfect. This is just what I've been working on for the past few months, trying to get this all set up. And of course, it's not just late 90s gaming on Windows 98, but also my Apricot machine, which I've wanted to do more videos on, which is more of a DOS based machine and less 3D gaming. I can also record from there as well, so as you can see, this is recording absolutely fine. Picture quality is very good, and this is coming from a Radeon 7000 PCI card, and it looks great, to be honest. I'm very happy with it. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment. I hope it's been helpful for anyone that's also struggling to record old games, and I hope to upload more videos soon.